Work it, make it, do it, makes us harder, better, faster, stronger.
Hi guys. I'm wondering if you would participate in a literacy project I have.
Sure, yeah, sure. Why not? Yeah.
Alright. What was the language, idea, or concept you were learning?
The concept that I was learning was how I had a bad experience in English class and how it catapulted me to become a better student in high school and more of a well-rounded person throughout my life here today.
The concept that I learned was volleyball, and it's like a long list of vocabulary and actions that go along with that.
Alright. How did the language or reading change your experiences? Did you understand what you were looking for at first?
At first, no. To be honest, I was kind of lost with it. It all came down to rereading and paying attention to what was actually being said to me and how to look for it.
For me, I wasn't looking for anything at all. I kind of just joined as just like for fun, and I started becoming engaged in volleyball from day one in tryouts. Like, everything was a new experience for me.
Alright. What were you doing to learn or engage in this language or literacy?
It came down to practice, not just practicing writing papers and having them looked over, but taking my time with them. I took those skills and I put them into my Spanish class, spending more time, making flashcards, jogging my memory. I did the same with geometry, practice, just keep the practice going.
Yeah, same for me. Practice every day. That's all we did. We just had practice every school day, and in the beginning our coach would explain like newer terms, and then after that it was just repetition, kind of like Aaron's flashcards. Like, we just associated the words with actions.
Alright. What were you doing to learn or engage in this language or literacy?
I would try to follow by example. So I'd have someone teach me how to correctly do it, or correctly edit, or correctly depict a certain piece of information, whatever I was doing. And then I would try to not just mimic it, but actually learn the conceptual ideas behind it and see where that could get me.
I learned the literacy of volleyball by playing a lot. I did an extra program outside of school, and I also started watching the varsity players a lot because they would play before us sometimes, and they were obviously more skilled since they were on varsity, and everything was cleaned up, and you could hear the terms that they were yelling out, like slide, hit, they were calling out their plays, and everything was just more organized, and it was like seeing the words in action.
Good. Who was helping you, or what resources did you use if you were learning on your own?
The resources, people who helped me were definitely my parents. I had a nice support system from them. I went out and sought help out from my teachers and one tutor outside of school. And also I had a great friend group who supported me through everything.
For me, it was coaches. They were patient enough to know. They knew that I was a new player to volleyball, so they took their time and explained the basic grounds of it, like the positions, outside, middle, setter, and the rest, where you're supposed to be on the court. So they just took their time and let me learn and gave me time to mess up and make mistakes.
Alright. How do you use that literacy today, or how has that experience changed the way you use or understand literacy?
I use that literacy today in college, just sitting down, studying. It's practice. I'm a health science major, so there's a lot of science terms that I have to do. I have to learn, and I use the same principles that I learned from my English class, translate them over into that and try to memorize most of the concepts that are being taught to me.
Well, today I use my volleyball literacy in volleyball. Like, I'm still playing, and like, it made it easier to come to DePaul and play volleyball, having already experienced it, of course. Even though there are some things that changed, like what the runs are called. You know, a few might be changed, like one is an A now, or I mean vice versa. And yeah, that's just made it so much easier for me to play now.
How has this literacy knowledge changed the way you learn other forms of literacy?
I guess you just after going through something like that, you just kind of like take a step back and you just slow everything down. And instead of just jumping right in and trying to pick up all the information you possibly can, I learned that sometimes you gotta start with baby steps, pick it up slowly, and then move forward.
I learned that literacies specifically are something that need to be like practice to be learned. You can have a term and hear the definition, but until you either exercise your mind or your body and like go through the actions of that definition, then you won't have an understanding until you do them, experience it.
All right. Thanks, guys. That was my last question. The interview's over.
No problem. Thanks.
All right. See ya.